Hello everyone, Dylan here with another LEGO Star Wars Summer 2025 review, and this one's on the Republic Juggernaut, or as we usually call Clone Turbo Tank, of course. So on the front of the box here, we which have the LEGO Star Wars logos and the unique border that we've been seeing for a while, and also like the ARC 170, Jango Fett Slave 1 of this wave, and also the 2022 ATTE, all of which having the Clone Wars style border, but this is from Episode 3. So maybe there's just a bit of confusion of episodes 2 and 3 and Clone Wars for that. But also other side of which all the minifigs included, and picture of the set in action and a large battle going on. And then recommended ages is 9 and up. Set number 75413 has 813 pieces. And then backside of the box have another view of the set and also some of the features of it, and then all of the two logos again, and there. And on to the instruction manual, which sort of odd renderings that they've been doing for a few years. See the transition from plastic bags to paper bags, and then advertisement for the Builder app. And then on the back, how to win on the online survey. Then all the pieces that come with the set, of course. And then big advertisement of all of the mainline Summer 2025 sets, which the MTT of which my next review coming up, so subscribe and look forward to that. And then the last building steps. So first of which, onto the minifigs. First of which, a regular B1 battle droid, same as they've always been. And well, straight arm, same since 2007. So, and of course, coming a lot of sets. So it's obviously great for army building, which you get 3 of in this set. So obviously good for army building. So not much else to say there. And then next to which have new update version of Kiadi Bundi, which quite good, but a little bit different, or teensy bit different than the last version we had in the 2018 Battle Pack for that. But however, the torso print, leg printing, all very good for how it is. And of course, wielding the blue lightsaber, of course, and then good face printing and a top headpiece, of which also same as it's been for a long time, which nice to see it used here again. And next to which have first time with Clone Commander Bakara, which the torso print, leg printing, all really good for that, and of course with side linings for the waist cape for that, which LEGO really lacks in nowadays. But yeah, and the helmet piece of which was well accurate and well fitting to him with the extra side kind of parts to it and printing, all really good for how it is, and wielding blaster, of course, and then underneath of which regular clone trooper face, which each clone trooper in this set also has. And then lastly is the long-awaited Galactic Marine, which you get 3 of in this set here. And however, the torso print, leg printing, all really good as well, and also lack of a waist cape as well. And however, the helmet piece of which may think it might be the same as the recent Snow Trooper sets, but actually it's not. It's just actually kind of dual molded of like dark red and white, but however the printing of which a little lacking where the eyes are in black, but actually when should be in green. Well, maybe in a future version we could get that, but however on this one in black, I'm kind of alright with the black kind of eye print. And then same exact face printing, all of them do. And then as you can kind of see, that the helmets are a bit dual molded as well. And then as for the back sides of each of them, see that have quite good amount on all of them. And of course have very little for each clone trooper for slight back torso printing on them, and also some slight back head printing for Kiadi 1D, of course. And also good back torso printing as well, of course. And that is it with the minifigs then. Hang on. It's now onto the Republic Juggernaut / Clone Turbo Tank itself, which obviously, from first glance, was also quite different wheel design than the previous versions, and also shaping of which a little similar to the previous versions, but obviously downsized as well. Which common trend that we've been seeing since 2021 or since mid 2020. Now, starting out with the front part, like we always do, is which, as you can see, shaping of which quite close to that of most other or the previous turbo tanks, but also with a 2x6 tile with a sticker on it. So there's quite a few stickers in this set here, and also this whole part, which you can like this top part with the like slope pieces in sand blue, nice to see there, and then you can like lift that up, and then also lift these parts to the sides of it, and also you can kind of see a little bit of a control paneling kind of part in there, and also a tan seat in there, and also just enough space to sit any minifig in there as you want. And then also interesting thing different than the other versions is 2x4 top or plates in translucent blue, which we barely see much, so great to have them in that color for that, of which quite handy for mocking. And also do have some like clear tiles as well, good way to make the windows work. And then as for the sides of it, is to have a couple stud shooters on the sides that shoot like so. And then also a little wheelish part there, and then with the T-bar piece in there. And then also interesting thing is that held together by these Harry Potter wand pieces for that, so kind of interesting seeing that there. And then this far back part of it, which have these little bar pieces around as like good greebling, and then also same with on the bottom parts of it. And then as for the like far back section, which kind of a similar look to it, but also can like with the top roof part that can open up, and then also have a little bit of interior space with a tan seat again, and then also a little tile with sticker on it, of course, and also the blue trans blue plates again. And of course this side just pretty much just one brick thick for that, and a few jagged slopes around, which so a lot of jagged slopes, which we kind of barely see much nowadays. So, and then as for the roof kind of parts to it, which this top part, which does have a little stud shooter as well, and also bucket handle piece as pair of levers for it, and then also a tan plate, obviously to stand a minifig onto there, and then also a little bit of greebling on this part, and also this back part here, which kind of flips open, and kind of a little bit of access point there. And then as for this other far roof part, which is all just on two large plates together, and another one of those pieces with the like little blaster part with that is made of just a dish, and another Harry Potter wand piece as well. And then also, like the previous clone turbo tanks, can like raise this part up, but this one kind of popped off quite easily, and then also just have very few pieces for that to stand a single minifig onto there. But unlike the other, but downfall can't rotate like the others for that. And then as for this whole roof part of it, which if you can hold on to these two and then pull it right off for that, then have a big large interior space for that, like all those tan jumpers and the tan seat in there, obviously to fit probably all three Galactic Marine minifigs in this set, and then also those rounded plates around, also to put their guns on as well. And then also as for the wall parts, which are also like the previous versions, where you can slide them all the way down for that and have a lot of good accessibility to them, of course. And also, unlike the others, you have these stud rods kind of there, obviously to hold the walls up as well. Oh, and also to mention the wheels, little parts to it, which are quite different than the other ones, which instead of being big, large, specific wheel pieces, they're just a few large rounded plates in both light gray and in sand blue for that. Well, obviously the sand blue, good to have for walking, and also a lot of curved slopes around for that, and then also a jumper tile with a plate on there, or tile as well. And of course all do swivel around for that, and then however the one in the middle is kind of has a little bit of suspension to it with those little Technic rubber pieces on there, and then also a couple of coat hanger bracket pieces as well. So in terms of turning and such, it works out quite well. And now for a little comparison is with this and the last version we had from 2016, which as you see, it was quite downsized compared to the last version and also the two before. And whereas for the crow's nest kind of bit, which you can raise right out and also has a turning point on it. Well, on this one's kind of hard to work around. But however, on this one, just a single rod and doesn't turn at all. So, and also the wall parts also turn down, and also like the 2010 version does include an additional ATRT in there, and also do have a couple headlight pieces on the top part, which this one just doesn't at all. And then as for the turns in the back of which, as you can see, where one does turn around, it has two stunt shooters, but this one just doesn't at all, and it's stationary. And of course, also big difference is the wheel parts of which, this about 8 pieces. This one is about 3, or no, 5. And of course, probably and obviously to be a little bit different than other ones. And also the front parts of which are cockpit parts, which, as you can see, kind of can't see through, and then also does have a steering wheel in there, and also, but this one just does have actual windows to see through, and also this one of which also has a little carrying handle to that. Which neat thing with the 2010 version is, with a slight mod to it, it can be picked up and carried by the 2009 Republic dropship set, which although you can kind of modify this one to do the same thing if you wanted. And then also this brand new one just doesn't have that at all. So obviously kind of sturdy on to pick up from the center part, also like the 2005 version did. Then yeah. Oh, and also one little tip for that is, in some reviews saying that if you were to like carry it around or might drop it, it might fall apart quite easily since for the interior build to it. So keep that in mind, and also be kind of careful when you try and move around with it. So now for my overall verdict on this set. Overall, I think this was a pretty good set for how it is. Like, whereas for the 800 pieces for the 140 or $160 that it is, which quite weak for that. But of course, obviously with some price jumps going on this year. And whereas for the minifig selection, all great to have, and of course with ones that we've all been waiting for quite long for there to be. Obviously, both Galactic Marines and Commander Bakara, which they have turned out quite good for how they are, despite the lack of waist capes. And also, and of course, for this set being yet another turbo tank, and as everyone was wishing, and for everyone wishing for this to be a UT-AT, well, obviously that would have been as fair for them, but I do have one good reason why there's this set instead of a UT-AT is like the quad jumper from episode 7, The Force Awakens, which did become a set when yet it was, but also that ship was like seen like very shortly for that, but however the UT-AT also was, whereas with the quad jumper did also appear in season 1 of Andor, so probably why it was a set. But even though if this one was a UT-AT, which would have been as much good, but this set as is, which I say quite good for how it is. Like, do get a lot, whereas pieces wise do get a few trans blue plates in the windows and also large rounded plates in the wheels for that, which good to use for mocking if you mock. And of course, the big incentive of this set is the minifigs again. Like, obviously, Galactic Marines to add some diversity to the clone army building range, but yeah. And so now, if you're looking to get this set for your episode 3 set collection, then definitely pick it up. And if you're looking to have Commander Bakara and Galactic Marines for your clone armies, then definitely pick it up. But if you don't like the price point of or the current price of this set, then maybe wait for it to go on sale and such. But yeah. And that's it with this video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching.